Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Muhammadin ashrafil mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd. Okay. Last week, we ended with Ayah 13, but we did not translate it. We have not translated it yet. Yeah, so we need to do that. But before we do the translation, let me go over again the is table, okay? Because I think Sister Nazma, you were not with us last week. Is it blur or clear? Because it's quite light the blue, so I'm not sure how it appears to you. Is that quite, can you see it clearly?
Yeah, when zoom.
Okay. So we have, well, like we went through last week, we said that we had 4 types of words. Yeah, we say words first, because some of them are isims, some of them are halves. Yeah, so we have iza here, izan here, and is. Okay, so iza shartiyah, iza fujaiyah, izan, and is. And then we said that of the 4, 2 are isims and 2 are halves. Okay, isims left and right here, and then we have the halves. Yeah, and we did not finish because we were towards the end of the class. Right? We did not finish the is. Yeah, the is we stopped here, and then we were wondering how to figure out what was the mudaf ilai that was dropped. Yeah, the mudaf ilai that was dropped for this is. Yeah. Now I'm going to assume that you have seen the recordings, but should any one time you want to ask a question and you're not sure, just let me know. Okay. So I'm now in this 4th column here, and we're talking about is, which is one of the zurufs. Yes, just like iza is an isim for shart, is also an isim. Yes, but for time. Yeah, is. So it talks about the past. Yeah, it's when you translate it, it's usually in the past tense. Even for something that's going to happen, even for something that is in the future, like for example, this, yes, or the day of judgment, for example. Yeah. So the first thing that we said about is this is that when it's used as a verb of time, an adverb of time, yeah, we usually see it in this form. Yeah. You see it in yawma izin, and it's basically the word time. Yawm is one of the words that we use for time. Yes, hin is another word that we use for time. It's just yawm plus is and a mudaf ilay. Yeah, and the mudaf ilay happens to be usually a sentence of some sort. Yeah. So in this case, I finally figured it out, Sister Bashira. I asked, so the word was like this. Some faces will be bright on that day when faces are glowing. Yeah, so this is the jumlah that is dropped. And when we drop this jumlah, that is no longer yawma is. It becomes yawma izin. Yeah, because remember, when it is mudaf ilai, you drop the mudaf ilai, the mudaf then becomes no longer light, yeah, by itself. Yeah, so this is what's happening here. So we have some faces that will be bright on that day when faces are glowing or when faces are bright. Okay, just like when we were looking at this, we said that it would be Zaid came, and I was at that time reading. What we actually mean is Zaid came, and I was reading at that time when Zaid came. Yeah, so we dropped the when Zaid came, and that's why it became hina izin. Yeah, and we dropped here faces are glowing, and that's why it became yawma izin. Yeah, instead of yawma is and hina is. Okay, so that's I just want to repeat that part before we go on to the next part. Okay, so here we talked about is being used as a zarf zaman. Yeah, zarf zaman. Here we look at it as a maf'ul bihi. Now, why is a maf'ul bihi here? Yeah, and remember when you were few. This is an example, and basically what the question is answering. And remember what? Yeah, remember when you were few. Remember is not only just a zarf zaman, but whatever follows it becomes mudaf ilay. Yes, so it's like an idafa thing. Yeah, is kuntum qalilan. Yeah, this is sorry, this is the surah. This is not part of the ayah. And remember when you were few. So this is another way of looking at is. The is itself is now maf'ul bihi together with whatever comes after it. Yeah, this is what we call a complex mudaf ilay, because it's a sentence. It's not a one word. So then we have another one where is comes with bainama. Bainama is an actual word. Yeah. And when it comes with bainama, the meaning now becomes suddenly. Just like what we saw with the half here. Yeah, half isa, remember? This half is fujaiyah when you translate it. Just like when we saw Nabi Musa throwing down his staff. Yes, we said that. So he threw it down and suddenly it turned into a fast-moving snake. Okay, so the iza here is in the middle. And what follows the iza is usually a mubtada. In this case, the mubtada is here. Yeah. So that was one. You can also have is for fujaiyah, and the translation would still be the same, but it comes, for that to happen, it comes with bainama. Yeah, comes with bainama. So bainama kuntu aqra'a is ja'az Zaid. Yeah, while I was reading, suddenly Zaid came. And then the fourth way we can use is when it's explaining something, but this translation can also be when. Yeah, and never will it benefit you that day when you have wronged. You can also translate it as when, but the meaning here is because you have wronged. You get what I mean? You can use the word when here in place of because, but the meaning here is now because you have wronged. Yeah, and never will it benefit you that day. I can totally replace this with when, but the will be the same. Yeah, it will still mean that because you did wrong, anyway, we can translate it when, or we can translate it as was. So there you go. As a normal zaman depicting here, then he answering the question. You know, he answers all sorts of questions, right? Who, what, and things like that. Then bainama, when it comes with bainama, it becomes suddenly, just like a half iza. Yeah, this is this is iza. Yeah, and as an explanation, isim. Yeah, takliliyah. Okay. So that's what we saw with the 4 types of iza, izan, and is. This one is your half nasiba, the one that makes your mudari light. Yeah. Any questions here from those who were not here last week? Before we move on. Yeah. Okay. I think it's quite straightforward, inshallah. Okay, Nada, let's do our translation. We didn't do our translation last week. So here we have, I'm going to summarize to help you along. Yeah, I'm going to summarize to help you along. And you look at it and see how you want to translate this sentence. And then I'll ask somebody to do this, but all should think about this. So wadrib is, of course, the wow is an ataf, yes, with the meaning of istinafia, because it's starting a new sentence. It's talking about this new town. Yeah, so this is actually an amar. Yes, we saw that this is an amar, a command. Yeah, amar. Oh, that's big. Okay. This is a command. Let me make it small. No, it's not going to fit. Okay, let me do it. Let's try this. Okay, that's fi'l amar. And this is your Jawa majrur. Yes, this is your Jawa majrur. So this would be a muta'alliq. Yeah, it's a muta'alliq basically. And what is it muta'alliq to? Anyone? Brother Hazim, what it is muta'alliq to?
Wadrib.
Yep, exactly. So there's only one fi'il in here, so it's the amar. Masalan is the maf'ul bihi, we said, yeah, it's a detailed example. And then we have ashabal qaryati. This is of course a mudaf ilayh, we know this. But this mudaf ilayh or this idafa, what is it? What is this fragment all about in this sentence? What did we say the last week, Sister Bashira? Can you use the mic, or you're not able to talk? Ashabal qaryati. So what is this combination? How can I match this? How do I match this? When I try and figure this out, I should be able to merge this, but I'm not sure. Yeah, so what is this combination? What's the function of this idafa in this whole sentence?
Can I try?
Yes, what is it? You can. Say that again.
Second maf'ul bihi.
Second maf'ul bihi. Okay, that's a good guess. Yeah, that's a good guess. But we won't call it second maf'ul bihi here. But yes, there is an option to call it a second maf'ul bihi. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, now that you have mentioned that, I will show you. No, sometimes I don't know whether I want to share with you all that is possible, because sometimes it becomes confusing. But sometimes, since you already think of it, so that means your mind is already, brave enough to think ahead. Yeah. So like in this case, actually, we looked at masalan as the second maf'ul bihi. Yes, that's the second maf'ul bihi. The masalan was the second one. And the first one is actually what you said, ashabal qaryati. But last week, I went with just badal, because it was the easier to understand. Yeah, it was the easier to understand, meaning that you have your maf'ul bihi here, and ashab al-qaryati is the same thing actually. That's why we say it's badal. It's the same thing actually. But yes, you have the option of saying that this is, I really wish I can merge this. Does anybody know how I can merge this? Okay, but imagine this is merged. Okay, so, but what's happened? Yeah?
Right click.
Highlight.
Then right click.
Right click. Oh, okay. Merge cells. Okay, right. So this is if we take it for the new Irab now, the alternative Irab, let's put it that way, yeah. Maf'ul bihi. This would, however, be your first maf'ul bihi. The other way around. Yeah, it will be like this. Why do you think it's like this? Why can't this be the first maf'ul bihi and this be the second one? What's the rationale, do you think?
Because the masalan itself telling that indicates ashab al-qarya.
Yeah, because this is not the solid thing. Yeah, this is like a representation. Yeah, that's why this is the badal. Yeah, this is the badal of masalan. Yeah, So this is why this is also why sometimes when you see something like a maf'ul that is in the form of a fragment, usually that maf'ul that is in the form of a fragment is taken to be the second one, usually, yeah. But because this is more generic, because we're talking about example, right? So it's nothing really specific. We take this as the second maf'ul. Yeah, we take this as the second maf'ul, and this one and the first one. Yeah, but the other option is, like we saw last week, this would be your badal. Yeah, and this badal is of course from masalan. When you translate it, it'll be more or less the same. Yeah, more or less the same. Okay. Now here we said just now, when it is a zarf zaman, it is basically mudaf is, and what comes after it is the mudaf ilay, what we call a complex mudaf ilay, because it's not a single word. It's not mufrad. Yeah. Oops, sorry. Let me take this away. There's actually a third option for this, but we'll not go into that. Yeah, maybe as we get along and we are more confident, and then you start suggesting things, alhamdulillah, then we can go down that road. So here, we said here this was zah. Yeah. So this is how do I spell zah? So this is zah zaman. How do we zah zaman? And this one here, this is fi'il madin. Anybody don't see this is a fi'il madin? I hope you do see it's a fi'il madin. What else is it? Fi'il madin and what's the ha?
And are the screen frozen?
The what?
Everyone?
Oh, oh. Is it frozen? Okay. Let me. Do you see me typing fi'il madin?
No.
No. Okay. Can I have your emails? We will do the. We will. I have only sister Ralin's and Sister Hazim's email attached to this document, because this is in Google Doc. So I think everyone has Google Doc, right? You can go inside your drive, and once you've given me your email address, I will share you this. Yeah, I will share you this. Can I have your email? Can you put it in the chat, your email? Sister Nazma, can you put yours in the email, in the chat? Sister Bashira as well, and Sister Rashida. Oh yeah, you're with us. Okay, can you just put it there, and I'll try and add you in.
I have to write my email.
So Sister Nazma, you put in your email ready. Sorry about this. I don't know every time. And I think Sister Ralin and Brother Hazim can already open it. Yeah. I should be able to see you. Yeah, I see you. Who's here? Ah, Brother Hazim is already in. So at least, even though we get disconnected for whatever reason, you can see the document in the drive. Yeah. Sister Rashida, do you want to share your email, or you just want to listen? Okay. Let me add.
I can write down the place. How?
Oh, you cannot write down on the.
Yeah, I could not
Okay.
find out the. Just want to try.
Okay. I'm sharing. Mhm.
Come on.
I've added you, Sister Nazma, so you can come in. Sister Bashira Sani is one word, right? There's no dots or anything. Okay. And I've also added Sister Bashira. Okay, good. All right. So you can all go into your Google Drive. I only see Brother Hasim now. Sister Radin, are you able to go in?
Yes. Can you see me now?
Yes, I see you now. Okay, so you see the file, right? You see the file and you know I'm typing there. Ja'aha. What about you, Sister Bashira? Can you open up your Google Drive? Go to the folders that says shared with me. You should be able to see my folder, and my folder's title is something like current ayah or something like that. Irab of Surah Yasin, current ayah, something like that. The folder, the name of the folder. Okay. All right. So Sister Rashida is Diba. Yeah. Okay, I see you. Anonymous frog. I'm not sure why. Let me see. Diba 106. Let me add. At yahoo.com, right? Yeah. Okay, everyone should be here now. Yeah, that's Sister Nazma, Sister Raline.
Sister, did you get my email?
Yes, I did. I have added you to, maybe it takes a bit of time. Okay. So Sister Radin, would you type in, or you can't type in? Or maybe Brother Hazin, would you like to finish that one? Fi'il Madin wa.
I cannot
Whoever can type. You cannot type. Okay. What about you, Sister Radin? No? Or Sister Nazma? Anybody who can type can type. Okay, type what you want. Okay. Did you see it, Sister Rashida? Is it okay?
Yeah, it's okay. Actually, I could not now take and inshallah later.
Okay. So I just want to make sure everybody's in first, and then what I'll do is I will sign out and come back into Skype again, yeah, so that we just try it once. if it works or not. No? If it doesn't work, then too bad. I don't see Sister Bashira here. I've added you as well, dear. Okay, not bad. Okay, wa and what is ha there?
What should I type?
Okay, tell me where the fa'il first. Where is the fa'il for this fi'il?
Al-Mursalun?
Yes, that's the file. So type the file first. And then I'm sure you can figure out what the ha is.
Okay. Am I on the right one?
Mhm. You're right. I saw a kangaroo just now. Okay. You just type that, and I'm going to go out of Skype for a while, and I will come back in again, okay? So inshallah, I'll give you a call. Yeah. Okay. So if this is your file, that's your fi'il, what's left?
مفعول فيه.
Yes, so that is your maf'ul. Correct. So you want to type that in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So I think we've got all the components here already. We can actually, this one will be merged. This one will become mudaf ilayh. But when we translate it, of course, it will sound different. Okay. Mudaf ilayh. Yep. Would you like to try translating it, Sister Rashida? Wadrib lahum masalan. You can let me know whether you want to translate it as maf'ul or you want to translate it as badal. It doesn't, it's okay with me. So how would I translate this? The easiest is wa, okay.
And or the rib and
And
represent for what daraba means
it's it's an
represent
ama. Okay. Actually, daraba seems to be to hit, right?
hit.
But sometimes it is used to present. The word present. Okay. Okay. So how would you say the and?
And present like it's a command. So present for them or
Okay.
lahum masal
I'm going to put two, yeah, for the translation for them, to them. Uh-huh.
represent for them to them.
Uh-huh.
An
Must.
example.
Okay, excellent. An example. Now, if this is the second maf'ul bihi or the badal for that matter, how would we translate it? What the English way? The English way.
As we it at as or thing is badal then as ashab
An example
al-kahf
as. An example as you said, is it? Never mind. Just carry on. Let we see how it goes. As the. This is the people, right? Because your mudaf ilay is proper. Yeah.
as the people of the town of the
Of the town. Okay. And what about this town? I want you to note this is mursalun. Mursalun is plural. Yeah. So meaning at least more than two. We know that more than two messengers came. Yeah, because if it was two, then you know it would be Lani. Yeah, but this is not Lani, this is Luna. So it has to be more than two messengers came. So, but in the translation, we just say the messengers. Okay, so is, how would we translate is?
when
When, yeah.
When messenger came,
Yeah, because they are the
came
fa'il,
to
they did the coming. Messengers
came
came.
to it, or came
Yeah.
there to it.
Yeah. The
Let's
it
start
here, the
this
it
career.
here, some people say it's to the town. It means town. Yeah.
Okay.
And some people translate this not as it, but they translate it as them, meaning the people of the town. Yeah. But
Oh,
it's ha. Yeah. It's ha.
yeah, because
Uh,
that
so, mm,
broke plural, so it can be how also, right?
mm,
As
mm. A singular feminine. Yeah. So and
yeah.
present to them an example. Um, Mostly instead of as, they would put it in brackets of. Yeah. But in English, normally when you do something like this, we would just put a comma, an example, present to them an example, which is basically the people of the town when the messengers came to them or to it. Yeah, depending on how. So, but the better way is just to put an off. It's not as if that it, it is after all. I know this is not idafa, yeah, but in terms of translation, we are allowed to do this because it's just to explain the meaning of what we mean, yeah, and present to them an example of the people of the town. Some people even say, and strike them an example, yeah, and strike them an example, because this is an expression in English as well, yeah, and strike them an example of the people of the city when the messengers came to it, yeah, or to them. So this is the translation that we have, alhamdulillah. Okay, so now it is 9:34. I have something I want to share about Ma. Yes, about Ma. Any questions on this one before we go to Ma? What I would like to tell you is that the next ayah is also talking about is. Yeah. So can we do it until here, this one, before we go on to talk about Ma? Okay, we just do up to here. All right. Yeah.
I
The
have
screen.
some question about the is and Iza. Can I ask?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
First,
What?
how can differentiate Iza that means future and Iza Fujaiyah?
Okay. First, the one that is future meaning shartiya. Yes.
Yes,
Okay. So, like I said, this is one is isim, and the other one is half. Yeah. This one will come in a jumlah fi'liyah. The shartiya will come with a jumlah fi'liyah. If you don't see a jumlah fi'liyah, you see instead a jumlah ismiyah, then be sure there will be a fi'il that is mahzuf. Because the condition is it must have a fi'il. Okay. So you will, when you do the Irab, you will have to find a suitable fi'il to put where the jumlah fi'il is supposed to be, even though what you see is an isim. Yeah. So let me see if there's an example here. This one is iza ja'a. Let me see whether I have an example. Let me find. Okay. Okay, for example, one classic one, I think, is what is the short ayah towards the end? Iza shamsu kuwirat. Remember? Iza shamsu kuwirat. Yes, that is iza shamsu kuwirat. That's like an isim, right? So in that case, you must put a fi'il after that iza. Yeah, you must put a fi'il after that iza. So then it will make sense. I will share that with you. What is the fi'il that we need to put there? Yeah, I'm trying to find it, but I can't seem to find the thing. But yeah, here we are. Here we are. So, for example, I'm putting it. Where is it? Okay, this is the last place, right? So let me paste that. Yeah. So this is what we see in the Quran. Iza shamsu kuwirat, and we are taking it as a conditional thing, a shartiyah. But we said just now, for Iza Shartiya, it has to come with a fail. So, but this is an isim. So, what the grammarians say is, there is a fail. Here we are. This is the fail. Iza kuwirat ashamsu kuwirat. When the sun, kuwirat is to fold in, right? Something like that. So, it's like a repetition of a thing. We know that this will be the same type of verb, or in this is and we just put it in front. Yeah, it's almost like what we learned about. Remember the Zaidan and Darabtuhu thing, the ishtigal. I do not know whether you remember that. Similar to that. Yeah, so they say you just put in the fi'il that is mahzuf.
So the fi'il be in like status like that.
The
If we
fi'il, yeah, it will explain itself that this one has been dropped. So when we do the Irab, we will say that this fi'il has been dropped, to overcome the fact that the condition is it has to be in a jumlah fi'iliyah. The jumlah fi'iliyah should follow it. Just like this, Iza ja'a nasrullah, right? This is a fi'il. But in this case, because it is the Iza here is conditional, shartiyah, yeah, when the sun collapses, right? That's what we want to say. So, but we need to say that there is a fi'il that is missing there. This is how they go around it. Okay. Now, this other Iza, on the other hand, is a half. It's not an isim, it's a half. And it doesn't come at the beginning of a sentence, and it doesn't mean future, it means now. It means now. And it doesn't need an answer because it's not shartiyah. Yeah, like shartiyah, there's a condition, so you need a jawabu shart. But in this case, no, there is no jawabu shart. This is just to say that, suddenly it turned into a snake. And it's usually in the middle of a sentence as a result of something. The fa here to show the result. Yeah, tas'a. So that's why we call it half jaza as well. Not only half jaw. No, sorry.
So the Iza of
This is
Sharia
not
will
right.
be in front of the sentence.
Yes. The shartya will come at the beginning of the shart. Yeah, beginning of the condition. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Let me check that. Okay. Okay. So now, yeah, we were going to do this. Oh no, it's 9:41 already. So we will not start this. What I wanted to do is to actually cover
Sister, just
yeah.
Iza Fuzia when then is verb sentence and ism sentence all can come after it.
A jumla ismiyah only will come after it.
Jumla is fair.
Yeah, here it is. Yeah, it enters with jumla ismiyah, and usually, what's after it is the mubtada. Yeah, because it's ismiyah, right? So the first thing that comes after it is mubtada. Like for example, here. This is the mubtada. Faiza hiya hayatun. Yeah, hayatun is your habar. Tas'a.
And always keep fa or wow or not.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Yeah, but the meaning is as a result of something, this happened.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I won't start 14 because we've only 15 minutes left, and I really want to do the ma with you because ma here happens all the time. So that's why I want you to know the difference between ma mausulah and ma masdariyah. Yeah. So I hope, let's make dua that nothing happens. Can you see me change the screen at least?
Yes.
Yes, good. Okay. it will be, because I can't share this on the, I can share the slides in the group. That's true. So maybe not so bad. Okay. So we know there's so many types of ma. Okay, we know that we have the istifham, we have nafiyah, ma that negates, shartiyah, yes, it's just like iza, yeah, ma is shartiyah. Then we have, of course, ta'ajjubiyah, yes, showing amazement, ma, yeah, mashallah. Okay, no, zaidah, it emphasizes. We have something called ma zaidah. We have something called zamania. It tells you time, and you normally translate it as long as much as, yeah. That's how mazaida is translated. And then we have, of course, masdariyah and mausula. I'm not going to go through all that, yeah, because this, when the time comes, we'll go do this. But what is important now is when we are doing Irab, is to recognize that sometimes ma can be both masdari and mausul. Yeah, and when we translate it, we have two options: to translate it as a masdar and to translate it as a mausul. So what do I mean by that? Okay, so a ma can either be masdariyah or mausula in a sentence if there is no id. Has anyone heard of this before? Id. Brother Hazib, have you heard of this?
Yeah, I've heard it before, but the concept is quite blurry yet.
Blurry. Okay. So let's unblur a bit. I hope I can unblur it. So what is an id? Okay. In the context of an isim mausul and sila, this is the easiest way to understand, yeah? It's a pronoun, and we don't have an equivalent in the English language. You know, like mubtada we say is subject, and khabar is predicate, things like that. And a'id, there is no English language equivalent of it. And when we translate, we normally do not translate the a'id, okay? But it can be attached, it can be detached, inside, implied, just like any other pronoun, okay? So it actually refers to an isim that is mentioned earlier. So you talked about something, and then later on you mention it in terms of a pronoun. Pronoun here are things like he, she, yeah, not Aminah and Zaid. You know, we're talking about he, she, them. These are all pronouns. So it refers to a name mentioned earlier, and it matches in number and an isim, yeah, an isim. So you know what an isim is, right? It can be a name of a place, it can be a name of a person, a thing, an idea. So we're talking about the whole thing. But it is represented by a pronoun. So if it's in the sila, it will refer back to the isum, the isim mausul. Yeah, if it is present in the sila follows the isim mausul, right? Together, the isim mausul and the sila is your complex isim that represents a single isim. That's why we say the isim mausul and the sila is fi mahali something something, right? Fi mahali mubtada rafa, fi mahali jar, fi mahali nasab. Yeah, because it is actually an isim, but it is made up of two parts: the isim mausul and the sila. Your a'id is inside the sila, and it actually refers to the isim mausul. What do I mean by that? Okay. But before that, I want to highlight you the implied a'id, meaning that you don't see it in the sentence. The rest is okay. You can see it. It's either attached, detached, or inside. Okay. We will become clearer about this when we see more examples as we do our Irab, and I will inshallah highlight to you, oh, okay, this a'id is attached. Okay, this a'id is detached. Okay, so I'll try and do that for you. But what concerns us now is the implied a'id, meaning that we don't see it. We don't see it in the sila. Okay, so why do I want to talk about something that you can't see? So I'll tell you why I want to do this. Okay. So the optional implied a'id, meaning that The implied a'id can be there or cannot be there. Both you can put it there or you don't put it there. It still is there, you know, it's implied after all. But you can put it there if you want to, okay? When man and ma and use, see, so this is why I want to talk about the implied a'id, because it is it focus especially on ma and man. Yeah. So we saw this in the verse number 12. Ma qaddamu wa asarahu. And we had some difficulty translating this. Yes, if I recall. This actually has an implied a'id. Who? Because we're talking about what? We're not talking about them. This waw here in qaddamu is the people who are sending things forward. I think this means the angels, if I'm not mistaken. Qaddamu who. This who that has been dropped in the ayat actually goes back to ma, what they send forward. Yes? Understood? Okay. What they send forth and what they leave behind. This is one of the standard translations of this ayah. Okay. That will.
I can't understand.
You can't understand. Okay. When you have isim mausul and the silah, okay, this is isim mausul and this is the silah. Silah is normally a jumlah. We are talking about something in terms of more detail. Okay, so this ma actually is referring to what they send forth, right? And what they left behind. This ma, what. But what you see is qaddamu. Some people think that this is what we call inside doer, right? Inside doer. They think this is your inside a'id. Remember the pronoun that's inside. But this inside a'id is not the a'id we're talking about. This is just the pronoun of this qaddamu, sending forward. So when we talk about a'id, yeah, Brother Hazim, a'id, we're talking about what this ma stands for. What is this ma? What they are sending forward. We dropped it, you see. It is ma. And they are sending what? They're sending this it forward. And what is it? All their deeds, whatever it is that they did. Yeah. So you don't realize this. You know, you see in the Quran this all the time. And you don't think about, you don't even give it a second thought. Yeah. So this is why I need to highlight this. So in when you do Irab, actually, they will actually mention that this has been dropped. The a'id has been dropped, omitted. Yeah. Because we need something that goes back to ma. Not what are we talking about? We're not talking about them sending forward. We're talking about ma, what they are sending forward. Yeah. So this is normally dropped. Whenever ma and man is used, this is normally dropped. Another example here is something you see all the time. Yeah, man or ma fis samawati wal ard. We always see that ma fis samawati wal ard. You do also have man in this particular verse. We also have man fis samawati wal ard. We never think about the fact that this man, there has to be an a'id inside the silah that goes back to the man, and that a'id has been dropped as well. Yeah, it has been dropped as well. So these are two examples that I highlight to you. Translation still the same. Remember I said there's no translation for the a'id. So it's still the same. Whether you put it or not, it'll come out the same way. Yeah, it'll still come out the same way. Then the other case of optional implied a'id is like this. Yes, when the sila is a jumlah ismiyah, and that jumlah ismiyah, of course, has a mubtada, that is a pronoun, and a muta'alliq bil khabar, then the mubtada can be omitted. Remember I said optional implied. It means you can put it there or you can drop it. Yeah. And in English, because you don't translate it, why put something you don't want to translate in the first place? So I suppose that's how they rationalize it. Yeah, so they drop it. So in this case, inna lazina inda rabbika sounds perfect, right? Sounds as if it's done, but where is the ayat? We need to have an ayat here, and then we're saying that there is an implied ayat. So the implied ayat is whom? Surely those who are with your Lord, the angels, are never too proud to perform acts of worship to him. Yeah. So these things are there, but because they are implied, we drop them. We drop them. Yeah. I think, Brother Azim, as we go on, there are cases where you don't drop. Yeah, you don't drop the ayat. It's there. So when we come across those examples, inshallah, I will highlight that. Yeah. Okay. So, what's the difference in translation? What's the difference in translation? Yeah. Let's take an example. Here's one. وَاتَّخَذُوا آيَاتِي وَمَا أُنْذِرُوا. Okay. Huzwa. Huzwa is to belittle. And they took my signs and what they were warned of as mockery. As a mockery. Ma unziru. What they were warned of. You notice this is also, there's a drop here. Yeah, there's a drop here because we're not talking about they, we're talking about what they were warned of. Yeah, so there's something that's missing here, but we're not talking about that now. We're talking about the difference in translation between when ma is a masdar, a mausul, and when ma is masdari. Okay, so when ma is masdari, so what does a masdari do in the first place? Let's do a short revision on what ma masdari do. When you have a half masdari, yeah, two differences, yeah. Ma as a mausul is an isim. Ma as masdari is a half. Okay, so when it's a masdari and it's a half, what it does is the combination of itself, that means ma plus the unziru, which is your fi'il, yeah, it becomes a masdar. You can replace this combination with the masdar of this fi'il. So unziru is from family, which family is this?
Oh, kan.
Yeah, 4, correct. It's family 4, but it is passive. Maybe that's why you were looking at it and going, bukan, you were saying, maybe not. But it is from family 4, but it's the passive form. That's why it's what they were warned of. Yeah, that's why we are writing it this way. We didn't say they warned somebody. They warned. Yeah, they did not. We would have said what they warned of. But no, we said what they were warned, meaning with the master. But special, yeah. When we memorize masdars, we said that masdars cannot have una endings. Why is it masdars cannot have una or ina endings? Can anyone remember? Sister Bashira? Why cannot masdars have una endings? Anyone else want to try? Sister Radin, what about you?
Because it makes the fi'il like, I don't know.
Because, okay, una endings are for live things. Yeah. But masdar is an idea. Yeah. So an idea cannot have people. It's not human. It's not human. It's an idea. Okay. But when we do the translation of this, yeah, we will take into account that of the day. We will take into account of the day. Now, how do we do this? We do it like this. Their warning of theirs. Yeah, their warning. So we don't translate as and they took my signs and warning as a mockery. Yeah, a better way of translating it and their warning. So what actually has happened here is, yeah, look closely. So we have the same thing. If we were to do the replacement, we would replace this total thing, ma itself is part of this masdar. We call this masdar mu'awwal. Remember this term, masdar mu'awwal. Basically, the implied masdar. Yeah, they like the word mu'awwal. Yeah, mu'awwal is from the word ta'wil. Ta'wil, that means you can like come to that. Yeah, so an implied masdar. Ma unziru. So the how do you say? Islaman, remember? Islaman is your masdar for family 4. Am I right? Yeah, I think so. Okay, so this is where it is. It becomes inzarahum. Yeah, the hum here is to reflect that. But strictly speaking, actually a masdar, you can't have una ending, right? So we put there hum instead. Inzarahum. Their warning. Yeah, is that all right? Think about it. So you can only do this when there is no aid. This is the qualifier. What did we say just now? What was the condition? Sorry. Yeah, we said that the condition was a ma can either be masdariyah or mausulah if there is no aid. That's why I highlighted just now that this is one of the cases where there is no aid. Yeah? There's something missing here because it's not referring back to ma. So then and only then can we do this. If there is an aid, yeah, that means unziru hum or whatever, yeah, or unziru hu or ha, yeah, that is a maf'ul bihi, then we cannot make this into a masdar because there's that maf'ul bihi in the way. You get that? That's why we can't do this for any other form. It has to be the one with the implied aid. Then and only then we can translate it either as silah and its isim mausul or as masdar mu'awwal. Yeah, this is the only time we can do this. Okay, and second example. I'll try and do this as quickly as possible. So this is وَقَصِيرٌ مِّنْهُمْ سَاءَ مَا يَعْمَلُونَ. Yeah, did your screen change? Yeah, has it changed?
Yes.
Okay, good, alhamdulillah. And many of them are what they do evil. Now, this is a problematic translation, okay? Because ma can also be ta'ajjubiyah here. So sometimes people translate it as, and many of them, how terrible is whatever they do. Yeah, that's another way of translating this. But I'm doing this the way that I feel it will help you understand, okay? So, and many of them, yeah, وَكَثِيرٌ مِّنْهُمْ, many of them, minhum of them, not from them, many of them, can also say, and many from them, yeah. Sa'a is nasab. Sa'a is nasab. So, sa'a ma ya'amaluna, what they do, evil. And many of them are what they do, evil. Yeah, that's how I would translate it. I'm taking this like something like a maf'ul bihi, like that. Yeah. But sa'a itself, yeah, is a special word. So this one maybe later we can do this. You know, when we I'm not sure whether we can do it Surah Yasin, but sa itself is a special word. It's like big sa. Yeah, it's one of those words that have a special rule on its own. So if we translated it as isim mausul and isilah, it will be like this: what they do. Yeah, here's your isim mausul. They do is the jumlah after it. But if you take this as masdari, remember, no a'id, then many of them are their deeds evil or their doings. You know, you want to translate it with an ing, you know, masdar, sometimes you translate it with an ing, right? So their doings or their deeds are evil. Another way of putting it, when you've done it this way, is amaluhum. Amaluhum. Amalun is the masdar of ya'maluna. Yeah, is mujarrad. Okay, so same thing. So finally, now we can look back at our verse 12. Our verse 12 just now we saw. So how can we translate this? Actually, we can translate in two ways. وَنَكْتُبُ مَا قَدَّمُوا وَآثَارَهُمْ. So remember, we dropped the a'id, omitted. This is what Dr. Mustafa Khatab, the one who wrote the clear Quran, translated it as. And write what they send forth. Okay, this is clear. Ma qaddamu, what they send. Did someone ask a question? No? Okay. Right. And what they leave behind. But where's the ma? Where's the ma? So he's done this translation so that it flows well, okay? But actually there's no ma here. So I prefer this translation from Hilal and Han, yeah, Muhsin Han. And we record that which they send before them and their traces, yeah? Remember, in the Quran, when we see isim mausul or when we see ma used as masdari, yeah, usually is to imply something that it's done again and again. You know, it's done again and again. It's continuous. Whereas like asarahum is something that's already done, the effect of what they have done. Yeah, so it is more permanent. They don't use a fi'il, they use a isim. Yeah. So
Where did you get the again and again?
Because it is an action, it's a present tense action. Qaddamu, although it's past tense here, right? But it is still an action. Yeah. So meaning that it's an action that you will keep on doing and they will keep on sending. You're still alive, right? But then of course, the effect of those actions, however, is done. There's nothing that you can undo. Yeah. The traces here means the effect of the actions. Yeah. All right, Brother Azim.
Okay, got it.
Boleh. Think about that, yeah. So in this case, this qaddamu is from family 2. Family 2, allama yu'allimi ta'alimu ta'aliman. So here we are, taqdimahum, yeah. The whom here is to show the apa ni? What is it? To show the whom lah, basically, yeah, to show them. So taqdimahum. So now it becomes more sensible, right? And we can translate it something like this. So, and we record their precedents, whatever it is that they have done, and the effect of their actions and their impact.
The takdimahum, whom is the a'id?
Whom is not the a'id. The a'id has been dropped. Yes, the whom has, because this whom represents the u here. Them, what they have brought forward. Yeah, because when we translate, we still have to maintain what they send. We say their precedent. We still need have to maintain that in the meaning of the sentence. The a'id is not. The a'id is what? Yeah.
Okay. No, I wanted to say takdima is the masdar, right? Well, qaddamu is a fi'il.
Yes. So takdima is the masdar. Oops, sorry. Is the masdar, but in translation we still maintain the whom because of the qaddamu. Because they sent. Right? But it's not the a'id because the a'id is what they sent, which has been dropped. Yeah, qaddamuhu, the who goes back to ma, what they have sent. But they are the one doing the sending. So that has to be reflected somewhere, right? So their precedents, what they sent. Got that? Slowly, slowly. Any question? I think you need to get the hang of this. Why we can do this is because the a'id has been dropped. If the a'id is there, the maf'ul bihi is there, then we can't do a masdari. How can we do a masdari? Because there's a maf'ul. How do we tackle that? But when there is no masdari, it's just like your jawazan wujuban thing. You can't have an outside doer if it's not hiya or huwa, because you can't see the hiya and huwa. Then you can put the outside doer. But you already have a doer inside your fi'il, right? Like what can we see inside our fi'il? Like nasara, the alif is there, right? We cannot put an outside doer when we see nasara because alif is there. We didn't drop it down. Just like nasarna, we cannot drop the na because that's the fa'il. Sorry, I always get alif the fa'il. Yeah, so na is fa'il, so we cannot drop that. When we cannot drop that, we cannot have an outside doer. So the only time we can have an outside doer is when we have hiya and huwa, when it's hidden, it's implied. Same here. The only time we can use ma as both mausul and masdari is when there is no a'id. If not, it messes up the meaning. Yeah, it messes up the meaning. Okay. All right. Think about it again. Maybe you can see the recording again. Yeah. And then if you're still not sure, you can message me as always. Yeah, inshallah. All right. So subhanallah wa bihamdik. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Jazakallah khair.
Hello.
Amin, amin wa iyyakum. Okay. Assalamualaikum.